How do you capture a high-value target when the whole world is watching you create a masterclass in deception? The CIA used one building as bait and sent 150 aircraft to form a loud sonic shield. For the helicopters to drop Delta forces, the F-35S lit up the perimeter, turning night into day. When the dust settled, the helicopters had landed and Maduro was gone. We'll also see how the United States uses F-35 jets and its Navy for a major attack, all shown in the upcoming video at 2 a.m. The lights went out in Caracas by 5 a.m. The president of Venezuela was gone. But how the United States played in deception games. While the whole world was focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, but a surgical extraction. The declassified timeline reveals how United States forces broke into central Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step 1, the setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the United States tightened its naval blockade of Venezuela. The United States Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were stationed off the coast. The pretext was clear. The United States labeled Venezuela a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting drug lords. But while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2, the strike. It began at exactly 2 a.m. Venezuelan Standard Time. Above, several F-35 stealth fighters break through enemy lines, disrupting their anti-air defenses, such as these Russian S-300 missiles guarding the strategic target. With the skies clear, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. The deception began. As helicopters flew, jets launched more strikes, hitting Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and L.A. Karlova Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground described widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. Chaos wasn't the goal, just the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Amid darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. Which unit is assigned this mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite, secretive Special Forces units in the United States military. Witnesses in Caracas saw low-flying aircraft skimming rooftops, staying below radar. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. The Venezuelan Presidential Guard resisted quickly but ultimately failed. With helicopters providing cover fire, operators quickly landed at several points. How did the capture and extraction occur? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA placed a spy in Nicolas Maduro's inner circle, while Delta Force in the United States constructed a replica of his safe house. They practiced the raid until they could do it blindfolded, with operators breaching rooms rapidly. His security couldn't react because flash grenades disoriented the guard. Using a blowtorch, they caught him before he could lock all the doors. Maduro was stunned as Delta Force stormed the compound. Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were detained. This wasn't up for negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft can extract people from buildings in cities and refuel in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace for a secure floating base in the Caribbean. Operation Southern Spear has changed South America's geopolitical map overnight. But wait, before that, after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll discuss how the United States used F-35 jets over X-16s for operations in Venezuela. Due to its strong military organization, it has placed advanced Russian S-300 missiles, Chinese radar, integrated Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders. This creates a deadly, challenging environment that older S-16s would struggle to survive. As stated, around 150 aircraft and a massive 8 United States destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft, a carrier, and a surveillance plane, making it a major command and control hub. Being able to overcome a modern military's air defenses shows readiness to counter all of Venezuela's air defense network if needed. Why did the Venezuelan Air Force fail to intercept? By 2025, Venezuela's fighter jet fleet is mainly about 21 Sukhoi Su-30 multi-role fighters delivered by Russia from 2006 to 2008, now forming the core of its combat air power. They also operate around 5 older S-16 Fighting Falcons, including 3 S-16As and 2 S-16Vs. These aging S-16s have limited maintenance and parts due to United States sanctions, despite Israeli upgrades. Venezuela obtained its S-16 jets from the United States via the Peace Delta Foreign Military Sales Agreement in May 1982, during a time of strong diplomatic and military ties. They were the first Latin American country to get the S-16 delivered from 1983 to 1985. The United States doesn't use S-16s currently because they lack the stealth needed to evade S-300 and other integrated defenses. Advanced S-305, anti-2500 systems, aided by dense Chinese and Russian radar, can easily detect and target older aircraft at long range. Deploying S-16s in that environment would lead to high attrition since they're vulnerable to radar and missile attacks. Not to forget the Russian Buk air defense system that can take out an S-16 with ease. These are cheap. Our 15 or 24 Buk systems are already active and mobile all over the country. S-16s are also less effective in contested airspace filled with drones, particularly Iranian Shahed drones used by Venezuela for reconnaissance and kamikaze attacks. The F-35, however, offers crucial advantages. Its stealth design lets it fly undetected or at lower risk, making it effective against advanced surface-to-air missiles and radar systems. Its sensor, fusion, electronic warfare, and data link abilities let it suppress and target both mobile and fixed air defenses at once, quickly adapting to counter Russian and Chinese radar. By eliminating the Venezuelan military's anti-air defenses, the aircraft enabled the Central Intelligence Agency and Special Forces to advance toward their target. With advanced Russian, Chinese, Iranian, and indigenous air defense and drone systems on the Venezuelan border, stealth fighter jets in the first attack wave offer the necessary survivability and strike power for these operations. But how did they rotate clockwise? Well, the distance from Puerto Rico to Venezuela is about 1,300 kilometers. This is about 810 miles or 15 hours of flight time. For an F-35 flying at high subsonic speeds, these jets rotated clockwise as its combat radius is approximately 770 miles, meaning it can reach most of Venezuela from Puerto Rico. Strategically deployed inland air-to-air refueling tankers in the Caribbean support these operations by managing fuel carefully and minimizing loitering to extend mission time and reach. In situations needing rapid strikes, United States amphibious assault ships equipped with F-35Bs can launch jets rapidly from such ships positioned in the Caribbean. F-35Bs can reach Venezuelan targets within roughly 15 to 10 minutes depending on speed and route. Targets often include narco-traffickers, networks, air defense sites, command centers, and drone facilities, allowing flexible sea-based strikes on Venezuelan military and criminal infrastructure. In essence, the F-35 deployment by the United States near Venezuela redefines military capabilities in the region. It uses stealth, advanced sensors, electronic warfare, and networked operations to defeat advanced air defenses and maintain air superiority and rapid strike capability against many targets. In Venezuela, this reflects a strategy that goes beyond counter-narcotics to deter and, if necessary, decisively counter the Venezuelan military threat. We also made a deep dive into the sea, air, and land components of the nuclear triad. So subscribe for more videos to not miss a beat.
Remember that you can make your donations via PayPal. You can find the information in the comments section. Thank you for this. Continue. Activate the bell and subscribe to like and support the channel to receive notifications. Is there new content? Thank you.